Two words displayed in Braille on this basketball backboard vinyl. It's an installation at this weekend's I'll Make Me a World in Iowa. The artist Jill Wells says she designed this as a metaphor of life, to absorb contact and make the shot as part of the Blackboard Sensory Art Project. The aim of it is to raise awareness in communities and state governments of the need and benefits of adaptive sports, the spaces for people of all abilities. Take a listen to what some people had to say about looking at this.
Just because they have a disability doesn't mean that they should stop going after their dreams, you know what I mean? They should just never give up after it, you know what I mean? Yeah, so what is like, you know, God put us here for a reason, you know what I mean? God put us here for a reason.
Jill Wells joining me now. How incredible is it to hear that kind of reaction, that feedback to something that is another innovative art piece that you've done. I wish it was still up. That's the one thing. I'm like, can you just make this a permanent fixture?
I'm hoping to travel this as a pop-up installation that I first installed at the Horizons Event Center as part of the 2024 I'll Make Me a World in Iowa. The hope is to do additional pop-ups like that and to be able to hear that feedback. That type of social engagement is really, truly rewarding and affirming.
Yeah, that young man, we didn't get to include everything he said, but he had mentioned disabilities. You know, I've played with people of different disabilities, and it shouldn't hold you back from doing the things you want to do and chasing after your dreams. That's powerful. What is the vision behind this? You're so thoughtful in your work. You are so about inclusion and recognizing people who are often so marginalized and don't feel seen in society. How did you design this?
Well, the design came about as a response to three primary aims of the project. And so one of the aims of the ANPRON project is to build that awareness within communities and social governments about the educational and literacy benefits of Braille and the needs and benefits of adaptive wellness spaces. And the second aim is to truly celebrate unity and inclusion. So I saw that happening in real time as soon as I got off the ladder and was able to engage with the community. I saw this sense of unity and inclusion happening. And then the third aim of the project is to really use art as the catalyst for social change and creating really artistic wellness spaces and shifting from structural design and adapting to social design, which is what I feel like I'm working on a backboard, this structural design, and I'm having a social commentary about disability awareness, intersectional social issues. And so those goals, those aims were really what brought forth the concept of the design.
You've gotten a lot of questions about Braille on a backboard. What, are you supposed to climb a ladder to get up there and read it? And it's not actual elevated Braille.
Absolutely.
This is what I see is a message for those of us who can see it as it gets our attention. There are people that do not have the same vision as all of us, but they deserve a place to play sports as well.
Absolutely. And I think those are legitimate questions. They are questions I have received before in the past, and I welcome those at any time in the future. One, it's a critique of the work, and that's very important for the work to be able to adapt in itself and for me to make changes. And then it opens up a local or regional or global discourse around what is Braille and how disability awareness kind of unfolds from that initial jump off point. And so I really feel like outfitting the piece with Braille as well as the audio, you know, kind of recording that came along with that provides for a level of inclusivity. And so again, any of those conversations or questions that come up as a response to the work then allows for all of us to really build upon that.
It was really incredible to hear that a young man you spoke with too, he said, you know, if I lost my hearing, I'd pivot, I'd figure it out. It's not going to stop me. And that sank in with me because I lost my hearing as a person later in life. You know, adult years, you go your whole life with a certain sensory experience, things can change.
Absolutely.
Nothing is forever. But your message is to pivot and to not add to people's marginalized experience, right? We can all just do a little bit better learning from the art pieces that you do.
I think being able to pivot and being agile is really, really important as we continue within our organizations or our individual work to advance. And we see that a lot in adaptive spaces, whether it's smart technology, whether it's social engagements with pop-up installations like this. Being able to pivot and be agile is how we advance, how we identify diversity creativity at its real truth and essence. And then what we do as a response to that can be really artistic. And using alternative materials is really, really exciting for me. The backboard is something that I've always been like low-key a little obsessed with when it comes to like that piece of material on the court. And so when I was offered the opportunity, I thought, well, why not? I can choose not to. And then I feel like I'd be missing an opportunity to open up that dialogue because it's not a traditional surface. So I think from the educational standpoint for young creatives, kind of breaking free from some of those potential norms of either a canvas or what is a 2D surface, or how can I use what, or have the conversation about what I want to have the conversation about. If I don't have a certain material, what else can I use as the material on the surface? And then that material itself then opens up the conversation around something that just is maybe not talked about as often as we'd like it to be.
Normalize it, right?
Absolutely.
I love it. How can people get in touch with you? I see more collaborations happening.
More collaborations with Iowa Library for the Blind with the And One project are coming, and so you can find me at jillwellsart.com.
Thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure.
I love the work you do, always.